Hello love warriors, and welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing this week? I hope you guys are doing well. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jess Flo and I am a life coach and a messenger of the heart. And what we do here is basically I teach my clients, I teach my audience how to become the embodiment of their desires naturally in this channel, anchored in peace, love, and harmony, and how to generate the energy to actually embody this essence. So I hope you guys are doing well. As you guys can see in the title, we're talking about twin flames. We are talking about twin flames. Okay, so this topic came about because I saw a post on TikTok and I started talking about it with my partner, and we kind of disagreed and then agreed at the end. So I'm going to be answering these questions based on what we agreed upon and still the soul lens as usual, but let's get into it. You guys are going to understand as soon as we start the questions. So let's go. Get yourself comfortable. I'm outside because it's beautiful outside and the sun is setting, and I thought it would make a great background. So I'm outside. All right, let's get into it. There's a lot of talking about what a twin flame is. A twin flame is essentially someone that will go through life with you, mirroring, but not just mirroring. You guys are mirroring each other, but you're also becoming yourself. You're becoming more full of who you are. He awakens the flame. I'm saying he because I'm the she, he's the he. But she also will awaken the flame within you, the flame that ignites you, the flame that is your eternal flame, your essence, the truth of who you are. So your twin flame is that mirror that allows you to discover more of who you are. So twin flames are rare, and they're rare because it's real, deep, soulful love. And not everybody is ready to really face the truth of what love really entails, what love really means for themselves and everything that they've been doing in their life, their habits, their programming, their system, their lifestyle in general. Not a lot of people are really ready to see past. I feel like I'm tripping over my words. What the hell? Not a lot of people are ready to see past the story that they've told themselves until now. And even if you are in a relationship that you feel like is really loving, you might not necessarily feel like that's your twin flame. You might feel like you've met your twin flame, but you couldn't handle that. So you're now in this relationship that feels more zen, that feels more comfortable for you, because a twin flame is not gonna necessarily be comfortable. Yes, you're gonna have comfortable moments but the comfort comes when you can really face yourself and face the truth of who you are. If you find that there's some things that are like, I don't like that, and you don't know how to handle that, a twin flame will trigger that. And it's not by being comfortable or avoiding it that it's just gonna necessarily get rid of that story. It's just gonna find another way to come and sneak up on you. So the discussion me and my partner were having is that if people don't end up together, that means they're not twin flames. And I was like, no, they can be twin flames and not necessarily end up together. And he's like, no, they can't. So that's why the topic is twin flames are rare, because real love survives the fire. That was a lot, right? Just to get to that. Yeah. So twin flame energy relationships, they're not based on ease, guys. They're not based on comfort. They're not based on making you, like patting your shoulder and being like, everything's gonna be okay. Because if you're on that soul journey, you already know that everything is going to be okay. Twin flames are there for evolution. They're there to teach you that, okay, we can evolve and expand in this way by really understanding who we are, by really understanding this relationship, by really understanding this essence, this soul, this journey here on earth, this school of earth, this university of earth, right? So that's why it's not about ease. And that's why for a lot of people, it comes with discomfort, it comes with stress, it comes with triggers, it comes with toxic energy. But it's not the twin flame that's toxic. It's because you have things within you that are toxic and poisonous, that your twin flame is reflecting that back to you, and you're not comfortable with that. You really need to get to know the essence, your dark side. your shadow self, and how your shadow self has contributed to your evolution, to who you are today, to your growth. And that's the reflection of the twin flame. This has grown you. I accept you as you are, unless you trigger me. If you trigger me and I'm not ready for that trigger, I don't accept it. But if you trigger me and I sit down and I meditate on it and I'm like, why did that bother me so much? Why did that hurt me so much? Why did I feel abandoned when you said that? Why did I feel clingy when you said that? Why did I feel fuck you when you said that? That's where the relationship is meant to take a deep dive into your emotions, your energy in motion, because you can do a lot of work by yourself and you get to a certain point and you're like, wow, I'm ready. And then your twin flame takes you on a whole other journey and you receive and you understand all these emotions in you that you never knew that you had. And you see the world so differently that you're like, wow, wait, can I handle this? Pause, hold up, stop the brakes. I think this is a little bit too much for me. And in that case, you go back, you revert to your programming, you revert to your habits, you revert to what you were doing prior to your twin flame. And in that case, is it really your twin flame? Question for you, right? Is it really your twin flame? Because you had to go back and you weren't willing to really step into this expansion and step into this evolution. So the fire between twin flames, it refines. It doesn't destroy. It's not destroying you. It's not poisoning you. It's not killing you. It's not toxic. It's meant to drop the armor of everything that no longer serves your soul mission, that you were never meant to hold on to, but you were supposed to use it as fuel to get on track with who you really are, to remember who you really are, and then leave it behind, to detach it. And be like, oh my gosh, now that I've gotten rid of this burden that actually served me, I'm going to go into this next phase of who I am. I put my camera lower because I want you guys to see the moon, but I don't know if you can. You can't see it nicely. Oh, maybe. I don't know. In a sense. Yeah? Okay. All right, let's get back to the video. All that just to show off nature, right? There, I even got it a little bit in the screen. I didn't have to do everything I was doing. Okay, there we go. I like that. I even forgot where it was, guys. Having your other half that's a reflection of you. Okay, real love transcends fear. It transcends ego. It transcends death. It transcends distance and discomfort. You're basically choosing soul over safety. Not to say that you're not going to feel safe with your twin flame, right? It's just to say that everything you had built that was not based on true love, everything that you had built around you, that created the story, this identity, this ego that you're now here in front of this person stepping into this relationship, is going to be left behind if it's not anchored in truth, if it's not anchored in love, if it's not anchored into your soul's essence. And your twin flame is there for you to question, wait, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here? And when I say here, it's the here. It's the inside. What is going on inside of me? What is the energy that I'm really carrying, right? And why am I carrying this energy? Am I carrying this energy to go into the next stage of my life lighter, brighter, happier? Or am I carrying this energy to keep this victim mindset and keep blaming external circumstances for what's going on in here? And that's what your twin flame is there to really reveal to you and show you in your face, like, whoa, is that really who you are? Are you sure that's who you are? Who are you really? Really question, who are you? Who are you? And so it keeps coming up, and so you're like, oh my gosh, I turned into this crazy person, I turned into this angry person, I turned into this jealous person, I turned into this secluded person. But why did you turn into this person while you were with your twin flame, while you were with this karmic relationship? We're gonna say karmic relationship because if you're not overcoming these challenges with your partner, then it becomes a karmic relationship. it becomes maybe even a soulmate. No, not even a soulmate. It's really a karmic relationship. It becomes a karmic relationship, and it's when you overcome that you guys are really twin flames, because you're refining each other into your true self. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions on that, ask me, because I'm definitely curious about what you guys think about this. We have more though. It's getting a little dark, guys, so if you guys see me switch up the set, then that's just because it's getting dark. Okay, so there's one excuse that I hear a lot, guys, and let's be real, it's an excuse. They're not ready. I had to let go for their journey. Who are you kidding? Like, who are you kidding? Who's that excuse for? Is it for you or for them? Because it sounds like it's for you. It's essentially, sorry, I'm playing around with the camera. It's essentially avoidance, spiritual bypassing. And the reason I say that is because it sounds like you're actually not ready, and you're hiding behind your twin's flame readiness, because it's a mirror of you. Okay, let's just get that straight. They're a reflection of you. Did you hit her?
No.
I hope not.
I didn't.
Bruh. Basically, it's like you're saying, I couldn't handle the mirror that they were putting in front of me. And we're talking about soul twin flames. We're not talking about your little relationships that are out there where he did this to me, he did that. Like your conflict-based relationships that serve nothing except the pain and the wounds that you have in your heart, right? A twin flame is not supposed to reflect your pain. Like, their pain might mirror yours, but they're not supposed to bring you back into a pain-based relationship. They're really questioning your healing process and the truth of who your identity is. So I want to get that clear. They're not bringing more pain into your life. That's not the goal. The goal is for them to bring more love into your life. The love that you have for yourself is your love, and you're expanding that, and you're leveling that up with this person. You're understanding different parts of you. You're integrating the wholeness of you, is essentially what your twin flame is doing. They're understanding that, oh my gosh, this person has been through so much. This person has gone through so much. And I want to be there with that person as they heal, as they grow, as they expand, as they become more of who they are. But sometimes you guys get into a conflict because you're saying, oh, I want to go left, and they're saying, oh, I want to go right. And so it becomes a conflict because you're like, no, let's go left, let's go right, let's go left, let's go right. And so you guys cannot come to an understand. And that's when the excuse comes in play that he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready because he didn't want to go left. Why didn't you look at why he wanted to go right? And why didn't he look at why you wanted to go left? And understand that, oh, we can talk about this, we can communicate about this, and understand why each one is looking in different directions. And then when you look in his direction, you're like, oh my gosh, I never noticed that. Wow, this is beautiful. I love this. This is great. I want to integrate this. When he looks left, he's like, oh my gosh, wow, that's interesting. That is so weird, but I like it. That might be my next new thing. And then you guys integrate the two parts of you to become even more of who you are. We're not eliminating who you are. We're refining who you are. So that's why when you're saying, oh, they weren't ready, no, you weren't ready. You weren't ready to look at what they were showing you. You weren't ready to handle and accept that this is part of how they grew up, right? And I'm talking for both sides. Like, I don't know if for you guys this sounds like I'm picking a side, but no, when you guys separate, it's because at one point you guys were like, no, this is done. I can't do this anymore, and I don't want to do this anymore. Twin flames want to do this tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow again. They want to do this again. Let's do this little dance until we finally understand how to complete the whole choreography. I'm going inside because there's mosquitoes. Come, let me help you. Hello, love warriors. We are back. The mosquitoes were biting my ass last time, so we took a little hiatus, and we are back to talk about the twin flame cop out. So let us continue from where we left off, which was point number three. We grew too much to be together. And so it's kind of like, okay, this person has taught me a lesson. I have awakened. I'm more understanding of who I am. So now it's time for me to dip. But the union of a twin flame isn't for it to be ideal, isn't for it to be like, okay, now I can dip now that I learned, now that I awakened. It's actually supposed to be the embodied, breathing, living union of the divine, of divine love, of you are the micro of the macro, of what source, creation, eternal flame coming together to create a world. You are two worlds that are coming together to I don't even know how to say it, to be the embodiment of love, of legacy here on earth, right? And so it's not meant to be ideal. It's not meant to just be a trigger. It's not meant to just be a lesson. It's meant to be a union that is a message of the truth of divine love, of overcoming things together, of living together, of being one. Everything that happens within you is happening within this person too, and you guys are reflecting that within each other, seeing the perspective of another being that's also in his whole essence, in his whole divinity, in his whole power, and then bringing those two powers together to multiply, yes, to expand everything that is going on within you, your cells, your energy, your force, your strength, because you are noon. I don't know how to noon, if you guys want to go look at the Egyptian term for that, right? You are source. And so when source comes together, we're all, you know how we say we are all connected, we are all one, right? And we're going back through this ascension journey to go back to where we came from. That's what the twin flame union is. It's like you coming together as one and being the embodied micro of that union, of that connection, and of that ascension. You guys are going through that ascension process together and embodying all that it means. And so I feel like when you say we grew too much to be together, you grew too much how? Grew too much of what? What is the growth that has happened? Because as long as you're a human being, the growth is unlimited, right? And so imagine that you get to experience that with one person. You get to experience that unlimited growth, that unlimited love, that unlimited peace, that unlimited harmony, that unlimited navigation of life, that unlimited awe of life, that unlimited connection to all with this person. Instead of being like, no, I'm awake, I no longer need this person, I've grown too much, they've grown too much, let's go our separate ways, and let's, all this growth that we have done, let's go give it to somebody else. Let's go experience it with somebody else because this is supposed to be easy. There's a difference between, okay, it's true that things are supposed to be easy. There's a difference between easy and uncomfortable, or complicated and uncomfortable. If there's moments where you feel like, oh my gosh, this person has triggered me, oh my gosh, I'm not sure how I feel about this, dive deeper into it, because then it's always about what is going on within you, right? It's not about what's going on in the external world. It's about what's going on here that makes me feel like this is not the right place to be. Yes. What is going on inside of me that makes me feel like, oh, I should be complaining about the situation, or I should make the situation harder than it is? And if you do feel the need to leave, then don't call that person your twin flame, because then they're not your twin flame. There's not that eternal, undying love. It's not that embodied version of God. They were a karmic partner. And so let's be clear on what that means and what is going on inside. If you really feel in your heart like this is not the one for me, this is not the one that I want to share everything with, this is not the one I want to create everything with, this is not the one that makes me see divinity in him and divinity in me, then that's okay. And you move along, but it's not your twin flame. Because twin flames, there's no excuse. It's always overcoming, refining, understanding, empowered, being empowered. in your journey, being empowered in your mission, being empowered in who you are, knowing, remembering who you are by yourself, remembering and knowing who you are together. So let's get it. Don't get it twisted, guys. All right, let's go to our point four. Let's talk about why it's so easy to confuse karmic relationships with twin flames and why it's keeping you in that loop, right? So everything is a programming. I told you guys how your habits are like 80% of what you do. And basically, everything that you learn between 0 to 7 years old when you are in hypnosis mode is playing out in the rest of your life. And it only changes when you make a decision to redirect the energy, that the neural pathway, and focus on something that is more aligned with how who you want to be, right? Who you want to become. And so when you see a karmic relationship and you see chaos and you see triggers and you see toxicity, it usually points to a story from when you were younger, right? And so the easiest thing to do is what? Hide, avoid, whatever your defense mechanism is, right? So recognizing your defense mechanisms, because that's what you're going to do in this relationship. And so it doesn't matter how many relationships you have and who comes into your life, as long as you're not willing to face the truth of what's happening within you, it's going to become a karmic relationship. The truth is that twin flames bring in clarity, they bring in truth of what is going on within you, right? And they reflect it back to you with their growth, their life experience, everything that they understood, all the lessons and the wisdom that they took in their own intuition, right? And so you need to be empowered in your life experience, in your intuition, and everything that you went through. It needs to become a superpower for you to be like, I went through that so that I can become the best version of me. I went through that so that I can understand what it means to go through life, the highs and the lows of life. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. The highs and oh my goodness, Ginza. So having your twin flame in your life is not about just being in a relationship, being in love, being, yeah, that's part of it, right? Having fun, having a good time, because our whole life experience is here is for us to enjoy, right? But it's really about burning the illusion of the programming that you were raised in, burning the illusion of the world, because we think that everything is about what we can see with our two eyes, but it's really about what we can sense, what we feel, how we perceive things, because everything is happening in the mind, everything is happening in the brain, right? And all the dreams that we have, they're happening in our third eye, they're happening in our imagination. And so your twin flame is allowing you to distinguish and differentiate what's going on. What is my response to certain situations? If you grew up in things that were chaotic and it created a stress response in your body, anything that resembles that is going to create a stress response. And so that's why it's important to sit down with yourself, reflect, meditate, be in stillness, be in peace, be in harmony, be in serenity, so that you can really peel off the layers of what's going on inside, and why do I respond with stress in the situation. My daughter just opened the grid for the first time by herself. Why do I respond like this? What is the story behind this response? And am I going to respond like this in every situation? Am I going to respond like this in everything that reminds me of this memory, of this trigger? And you're not living in the past anymore. You're living in the present moment. And in this present moment, you are safe. You are shining. You are gold. You are valuable. And I really want you to take that in and to know your worth and to know what you deserve. You deserve an eternal love. You deserve in this lifetime to spend your time with someone that not only is destroying and breaking down the ceiling and the illusions of what we have been taught that this world is, but that is bringing you into an energy of peace, that is bringing you into an energy of expansion, that is bringing you into an energy of being in your divinity and allowing yourself to really understand that, wow, I came here for an experience. I came here to learn. I came here to enjoy. I came here to usher people, myself, into this new age of truth, into this new age of being empowered in who I really am. You guys are remembering together who you are, remembering who you are alone and who you are together. as an expansion, as a multiplication. You know how your cells multiply? Literally, that is what you're doing with this other being beside you. You are multiplying, you are expanding. Kenza, stop that. Stop it, mama. You are melting into each other and creating life. Literally, my daughter here, you are creating life, right? And so you want to go into this not with the old programs that said you need to be like this. You want to go into the it with your third eye open, saying, this is who I am. This is who I imagine myself to be in a relationship. This is who I imagine myself to be in my passion. This is who I imagine myself to be when it comes to my health. This is who I imagine your body, your relationships, everything is a reflection of what is going on within you, right? And if you want to embody peace and harmony, you need to be the embodiment of peace and harmony. If you want to experience love, divine eternal love, you need to be the expression of divine eternal love, right? And then you come together with this person and they burn away all the illusions and they refine all that you are, and you guys are ascending and becoming together. You guys are amplifying each other's gifts. You guys are amplifying and fine tuning each other's flame. You guys are coming together to rest. You guys are coming together to build. You guys are coming together to have fun. You guys are coming together to brainstorm, to analyze, to understand, to be in awe, to be in love with life, right? And so you really want to know what's going on here. Like I said in the other video, like, get to know yourself, study yourself, right? Be like, what is going on within me? What is going on within me that I am responding to the situation in the way that I'm responding to the situation? And how do I actually want to be responding to the situation? How do I actually want to be showing up in the world? How do I actually want to be sitting in my throne, in my vessel, right? In my spaceship? How do I want to move and navigate this world? And it's going to be uncomfortable knowing that you're going to have to make mistakes, right? You're going to have to trip and fall, to understand that this feels better than this feels. And that's why the shadow is here, right? To be like, wait, whoa, is this really what we want to be going through? But you know what? That mistake, that lesson was empowering. I really got to understand who I am because of that person, because of that mistake, because of that karmic relationship. And now that I know who I am, this karmic relationship could turn into a twin flame, right? You can have karmic situations within your twin flame relationship. You guys are going through stages together. You guys are going through phases together. You don't necessarily need different people because everything is a reflection of you, right? So if you and your person understand that, if you and your person understand the unseen world, if you and your person already understand that there's something deeper, humans are about something deeper that is going on within us, then you guys have the knowledge, you guys have the sense, you guys have the intuition, the wisdom to make it through and refine each other. Refine each other and help each other navigate understanding the self. Navigate understanding the self and navigate understanding how you show up in this world. You just need the patience, you need the grace, you need the space. That, you know what, I love myself enough to go through this process with you and to love you. It's a choice every day, and to love you eternally and to give you energy, because you guys are giving each other energy. You're getting energy from source, you're getting energy from each other, you guys are motivating each other, encouraging each other. There's all these fun things when it comes to being with your person, right? But there's also these non-fun things, and those non-fun things are normal. It's the polarity. It's just to show you that, oh my gosh, we prefer the fun things, but even in the non-fun things, you guys can have fun, because yo, that was awkward, that was uncomfortable. That argument was not really nice. It showed me that you can be mean. It showed me that you can be petty. It showed me that you can be sassy. But that's okay, because I like that petty, sassy part of you when we're outside and somebody tries to check me and now you got to check them. Right? That's when you want that sassy part of that person, right? And so accepting all the parts of you that you think are ugly but that actually benefit the person, your twin flame, right? They're like, oh my gosh, that might be ugly when she directs it towards me, so I'm not going to trigger that aspect of her, but I love it. My partner loves when I'm serious. He says, like, I'm pretty goofy, right? But he loves when I'm serious or when I'm angry, because he's like, there's just something in my energy when I'm serious or when I'm angry that just comes out. And so he likes that. And he doesn't even care when it's directed to him, right? He's like, yo, even if it's directed to me, that aura, that energy is amazing. And so that's when you'll know, oh, this person is comfortable with the parts of me that I was insecure about. Yeah, I think that's the right word, insecurities. When your karmic partner triggers your insecurities, you're going to want to run because you're running from yourself and you're avoiding yourself. But when you're willing with this person to be like, you know what? I'm not going to run away. I'm going to sit with this. I'm going to work through this. I'm going to move this energy and I'm going to transmute it in a way that benefits both of us, that benefits our family, that benefits our health, that benefits our finances, that benefits breaking generational trauma. That's when you know that you have found your person. Yes, that's when you know that you found your person. So I feel like we said a lot of the same things here and it's cycling through, but that's literally lessons, right? Lessons are like cycling through. And even when we look at the planets and they retrograde, going through things that a lot of these things you guys might already know, right? And there's just specific things that I have said that make it more clear that, damn, maybe that was a twin flame that I wasn't ready for. And so it turned into a karmic partner, and when I am ready to really be the embodiment of the divine, that's when the person that is also ready to be the embodiment of the divine will show up in my life. And that doesn't mean, I want to be clear, guys, that when you get into this relationship, that doesn't mean all of a sudden you guys are like, oh, yeah, we're the embodiment of the divine. And like, and you're operating like that. No, be yourself, be authentic. Go through the phases that you went through with yourself when you were studying yourself, when you were going through your awakening, when you were trying to become the best version of yourself. Go through analyzing, observing, being yourself, having fun with this person. Let it the journey be natural. Yes, let the journey be natural. Let the phases, the seasons of your relationship unfold as they are meant to unfold, knowing that this is for the this is all happening for you. This is all happening in your favor. This is all a protection. This is all. What did you put in your mouth? C'est quoi dans la bouche? Hey, c'est quoi ça? Why are you doing that? Nothing is in her mouth. Oh, what? Nothing's in your mouth, mommy. So why are you doing that? That it's all unfolding naturally and that you will learn. So my partner and I were together for 10 years before we had a child. And oh my gosh, we learned so much. And I'm so grateful for those 10 years because there's a lot of things that I learned about him as a father and because he's perfect as a partner, right? But as a father, I was like, I hope you're going to work on that. But we're both new parents, right? This is new for both of us, right? And so relearning him, and I'm really grateful having a good support system right around you because I'm really grateful for the support system that we have built around us. And honestly, the support system wouldn't be here if he didn't plan ahead for that. So yeah, I get to have all this beautiful time with my daughter because we planned accordingly and we learned how to know each other and we were ready to be like, you know what, no matter what comes, no matter what challenges we have to face, we're going to face it together because it empowers us to bring in and reclaim more of our power, more of our truth, and more of what makes us feel alive, what makes us feel loved, what makes us feel peaceful. And it's not always going to be perfect, but it is perfect in it. So I think that's all I want to talk about for now, those 4 points. I think we're going to bring this topic back, but anyways, everything we do on this channel is about peaceful, loving, harmonious relationships, how to generate energy to live those peaceful relationships within yourself and with your partner. So hope you guys have a good day. Bye bye.